Hello everyone and welcome to the new session of the lecture series. And today's topic is cell cycle and cell division. And today we'll be solving some of the MCQs and very short type answer questions. And all the questions are totally NCERT based. And this lecture is the continuation of the previous lecture and which was based on the NCERT based questions. So let's start with the first multiple choice question. So here what they're asking, they're saying meiosis in diploid organism means 2N. Organism which has two sets of chromosome number, okay, they're talking about that. The meiosis in diploid organism results in, okay, so first let's talk about a little bit about meiosis. So we have meiosis is divided into meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Meiosis 1, reduction of chromosome takes place. That's why it is known as reductional division. Here, homologous chromosome separate. Whereas in meiosis 2, what happens? It is known as the equational division. Why? Because here sister chromatids separate. Alright, and we know meiosis takes place during gamete formation, or you can say during gametogenesis. Gametogenesis is formation of gametes. So let's study the options. First one is the meiosis takes place in diploid organism, results in the production of gametes. Okay, reduction in the number of chromosome. Okay, introduction of variation. And the fourth option is all of the above. Alright, so production of gametes, we know meiosis involved in gametogenesis. Okay, formation of gametes. Reduction in chromosome number also we know, which takes place during the meiosis 1. Introduction of variation, okay, because meiosis involves crossing over and recombination. Okay. This crossing over takes place during the Pachytene stage, alright, of the prophase 1 of meiosis. Prophase 1 of meiosis 1. Alright, so what should be the answer? The answer should be all of the above. Okay, meiosis involved in production of gametes, reduction in the number of chromosome, introduction of variation due to crossing over. So answer will be D, all of the above. Now let's come to the second multiple choice question. So they are asking here, in which stage of meiosis does the genetic constitution of the gametes are finally decided? Okay, in which stage of meiosis? You have to remember, you can highlight these keywords, meiosis and the genetic constitution they are asking. Okay, so options are metaphase 1, anaphase 2, metaphase 2 and anaphase 1. Okay, so metaphase 1, usually what happens? Chromosome align at the equator. Okay, chromosome align at equator. So there is no change in the genetic constitution. Okay, in anaphase 2, what happens? The sister chromatids separate. Okay, sister chromatids separate during the anaphase 2. Okay, if this is the chromosome, okay, sister chromatid, one chromatid will go here, another chromatid will go to the opposite side of the cell, okay, to the opposite pole. Again, what happens during metaphase 2? Chromosome align at equator. So no change in the genetic constitution here. Anaphase 1, what happens? Homologous chromosome separate. Here chromosome separate. Okay. So that's why there is a reduction of chromosome. Okay. So they are now asking finally decided. Genetic constitution of the gametes are finally decided. Okay. So they are finally decided during the, which one? Which should be the answer? Answer should be anaphase 2. Because anaphase 2, what happens? Okay, sister chromatid finally separates, and then we have the telophase, and after cytokinesis, we have 4 cells. Okay, we have 4 cells. Initially, we had 1 cell which divided into 2 cells. Okay, if this the organism was diploid. Now, after meiosis 1, okay, it is haploid. And these cells undergo meiosis 2, which is known as the equational division. Okay, here we have the meiosis 2, which give rise to 4 unique haploid cells. These are all haploid cells. Okay, the genetic constitution of the gametes are finally decided at the anaphase 2 stage of meiosis. Now coming to the third MCQ, meiosis occur in organism during. Okay, first one is the sexual reproduction, vegetative reproduction, both sexual and vegetative reproduction, or none of the above. Okay, so meiosis we already know takes place in the germ cells, or the reproductive cells, or the sex cells, germinal cells. Okay, and vegetative reproduction usually takes place with the help of mitosis. Because mitosis usually occurs in somatic or vegetative cells. Okay, so what should be the answer? Meiosis occurs usually in organism, okay, during sexual reproduction. Okay. Now, the next question is, mitosis is characterized by, and the options are reductional division, equal division, both reduction and equal division, and last option is pairing of homologous chromosome. Okay, now we know in mitosis is also known as equational division. Okay, because the chromosome number and the genetic constitution remains the same in the offsprings, okay, in the daughter cells. Okay, so we can cancel this reductional division. There is no reductional division during mitosis. Equal division, okay, we can say equal division takes place during mitosis because there is a separation of chromatids during mitosis. Equal division is due to separation of chromatids, which happens due to the splitting of the centromere. Centromere splits and the chromatids separate. That's why there is equal division of the chromosome. Both reduction and equal division, again we can cancel out this. Okay, there is only equal division, and pairing of homologous chromosome, we can cancel this also because pairing of homologous chromosome takes place during meiosis. Okay, and after this pairing, we can see the crossing over. So no crossing over is observed during mitosis. Okay, so we can cancel out the fourth option also. The answer will be equal division. Alright, so mitosis is characterized by equal division. Now the next question is, a bivalent of meiosis 1 consists of, okay, so what is a bivalent? So bivalent consists of 2 chromosomes. Okay, this is a bivalent, also known as a tetrad. Okay, this is first chromosome, second chromosome. Okay, together it is known as a bivalent. Bivalents are formed during the zygotine stage of prophase 1. Alright, and after formation of bivalent, synapses is formed. Okay, and then crossing over takes place in the Pachytene stage. Why it is called tetrad? But because it consists of 4 chromatids. First, second, third, and this is the fourth chromatid. Alright. So these are sister chromatids. So a bivalent of meiosis 1 consists of 2 chromatids and 1 centromere. Okay, centromere is present here. Okay, the chromosome or the chromatids are joined together with the help of a centromere. Okay, second option is 2 chromatids and 2 centromere. Again, we can cancel out this one. We can cancel out this one also. Okay, because there are 4 chromatids. Okay, we have 4 chromatids, not 2 chromatids. Third option is 4 chromatids and 2 centromere. Okay, so now we have 4 chromatids and we have 2 centromere. This one and this one. Okay, last option is 4 chromatids and 4 centromere. We can cancel out this also. The answer should be 4 chromatids and 2 centromere. Okay, this should be the answer. A bivalent consists of 4 chromatids and 2 centromeres. Now, next question is cells which are not dividing are likely to be at which stage? Okay, so here they are talking about the interphase. Okay, we know cell cycle is divided into interphase and then we have the M phase. Interphase is further divided into G1 phase. We have the S phase and then we have the G2 phase. And then starts the M phase. So here they are asking cells which are not dividing. Okay, so what happens? Here they are talking about sometimes some of the cells such as heart cells, some skeletal muscle cells, some lymphocytes, some nerve cells, they exit the G1 phase. Okay, they exit the G1 phase and they enter an inactive stage known as the G0 phase or the quiescent phase. This is an inactive phase where the cell is metabolically active but it doesn't proliferate. Okay. Now, the cells which are not dividing are likely to be present. So the answer should be, okay, in G1, cell growth is taking place. Okay, we know. And there is a lot of production of carbohydrates and all. Okay, in G2 again, cell growth takes place and there is final preparation for the cell division is happening. S phase, DNA synthesis is taking place. Okay, so the answer should be G0 phase. Okay, so the answer is G0 phase. Okay. Now, next question is which of the events listed below is not observed during mitosis? Okay, so they are talking about mitosis here. The first option is chromatin condensation. Second option is movement of centriole to opposite poles. Third is the appearance of chromosome with 2 chromatids which are joined together at the centromere. And the last option is crossing over. So we have to list the option which is not observed during mitosis. Now chromosome condensation takes place, okay, during the prophase of mitosis. Okay, there is movement of centrioles also during mitosis. Okay, and due to the condensation of chromosome, the chromosome appear as they are having 2 chromatids which are joined together at the centromere. Okay, and crossing over. There is no crossing over during mitosis. Okay, crossing over takes place during meiosis. Okay, which leads to variation. Alright, so the answer should be crossing over. Crossing over is not seen during mitosis. Now coming to the next question. Identify the wrong statement about meiosis. Okay, now they are talking about meiosis now, which is the reductional division. First one is the option is pairing of homologous chromosome. Second option is 4 haploid cells are formed. Third is at the end of meiosis, number of chromosomes are reduced to half. And the fourth option is 2 cycles of DNA replication occur. Okay, now we know pairing of chromosome, which is known as synapsis. It takes place during the zygotine stage of the prophase. Okay, so this option. Okay, so coming to the next one, 4 haploid cells are formed. We know that at the end of meiosis, 4 haploid cells are formed, which are unique. Okay, one cell give rise to 2 initially during meiosis 1, and then 4 cells are formed from these 2 cells, which are haploid. Now, at the end of meiosis, chromosomes are reduced to half. This is also true. From a diploid, haploid condition is attained. Okay, and 2 cycles of DNA replication. Okay, so what happens during meiosis? First, we have the interphase. DNA replication takes place during the S phase. Okay, first we have the interphase 1. Then we have all the cycles: prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. We have prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and then we have the interphase or interkinesis 2. You can say interphase 2 or interkinesis 2. Here what happens? It is a short resting period, okay, where no DNA replication takes place. No DNA replication takes place here. Alright. So the answer should be, alright, so only one cycle of DNA replication takes place. During meiosis, only one cycle of DNA replication or DNA synthesis takes place during meiosis. Alright, so the answer should be this one. 2 cycles of DNA replication, okay, don't occur during meiosis. So this is the answer here. We have to identify the wrong statement, okay? So that's why this is the answer. Coming to the next multiple choice question, which is select the correct statement. Now we have to select the correct statement about the G1 phase of the interphase. Again, they are talking about the interphase here. Alright, cell is metabolically inactive, they are saying, first option. Second option, they are saying DNA in the cell does not replicate. Okay. Third option is it is not a phase of synthesis of macromolecules. The last option is cells stop growing. So we have to identify the correct statement. So now we know these cells in the G1 phase are metabolically active. They are active and they are synthesizing macromolecules like carbohydrates. They are synthesizing. And what else they are synthesizing? Proteins. Okay. And then RNA is also synthesized. Okay. So let's talk about this option. DNA in the cell does not replicate. This is also true because DNA replication takes place during the S phase. Okay. Now, it is the phase of synthesis of macromolecules. Yes, lot of macromolecules are synthesizing. Cell stop growing. Okay, but the cell is growing. Okay, cell is actually growing. So what should be the correct statement here. This should be the correct statement. DNA in the cell does not replicate. Okay? Because DNA replication takes place during the S phase and not the G1 phase. Alright, these all are incorrect. Cell is metabolically active during G1 phase, so this is incorrect. It is not a phase of synthesis of macromolecules, but actually macromolecules are synthesized during the G1 phase and cells stop growing also, but this is also incorrect because cell is actually growing during the G1 phase. Now let's talk about the very short type questions. Alright, the first is, between a prokaryote and a eukaryote, which cell has a shorter cell division time? Alright, so we know that the prokaryotic cells such as E. coli, okay, they have a shorter lifespan, or you can shorter life cycle or shorter cell division time as compared to the eukaryotic cells such as the mammalian cell. Okay, mammalian cell or the human cell usually have cell cycle division cycle of around 24 hours. Okay, so prokaryotic cells such as E. coli have a shorter cell division time as compared to the eukaryotic cell. Now, second is, which of the phases of the cell cycle have the longest duration? Okay, so the answer is interphase. Because why interphase? Because interphase consists of G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase, and then we have the mitotic or the M phase. Okay, here cell growth is happening. Okay, during interphase, cell growth is happening. Okay, and final preparation for the cell division is also taking place. Final preparations for the cell division, which actually happens during the G2 phase. Final preparation for the cell division. Okay, so cells spend a lot of the time during the interphase stage of the cell cycle, and the interphase comprise about 95% of the duration of the cell cycle. Okay, so it is the longest phase of the cell cycle. Now the next question is, here we have to name a stain which is commonly used to color the chromosomes. Alright, so a stain known as acetocarmine, okay, is used to stain the chromosome and it gives pink color to the chromosome. Okay, so you have to remember acetocarmine is a dye which can stain the chromosome and it is a basic dye. Okay, it can stain the chromosome. Now next question is, which tissue of animals and plant exhibit meiosis? Okay, so they are talking about meiosis. Which cell in plants and animals, okay, undergo meiosis? So let's talk about animals first. In animals, okay, germ cell of the male and the female reproductive organs, testes and ovaries. Okay, so you know meiosis takes place in the reproductive cells. Okay, or we can say germ cells. Okay, germinal cells, sex cells. Okay, so meiosis takes place in the germ cells of the male and female reproductive organ, whereas if you talk about plants, meiosis takes place in the sporangium of the plants. And okay, so because of meiosis in the sporangium, spores are produced. Okay, and these spores are haploid and they can further give rise to the gametophyte with the help of mitosis. Okay, with the help of mitosis, but here we are concerned about meiosis. So meiosis in sporangium give rise to haploid spores. Okay, sporangium is example of a tissue where the cells undergo meiosis. Now coming to the next question, okay. Given that the average duplication time of the E. coli is 20 minutes, they are saying. Okay, so they are already providing you the information that the duplication time of the E. coli, or you can say the cell division time of E. coli is 20 minutes. Okay, so now they are asking how much time will 2 E. coli. Okay, they are asking about 2 E. coli. You have to remember this, 2 E. coli cells takes to become 32 cells. Alright. So now, we can draw a simple diagram here. One cell give rise to 2 cells. Okay, but we have 2 E. coli cells here. This also will give rise to 2 cells. Okay. These further will give rise to 2 cells. This also 2. This one also 2 cells. Again, this also 2. Here we have 4 cells. Okay, we have 4 cells here. Here we have 8 cells. This will again undergo division. Okay, give rise to 16 cells. This will again undergo division, give rise to 32 cells. Okay, so now 2 E. coli cells, first one, this one is second E. coli cell, give rise to 32 cells. Okay, and it takes 4 cycles of cell division. Okay, so now the 2 E. coli cells, okay, form 32 cells in the end, and it takes 4 cycles. Okay, so this is the first cycle. Okay, where after first cycle 4 cells are formed. After second cycle 8 cells are formed. This is the second cycle, 8 cells are formed. And then after third cycle, 16 cells are formed. And finally, after the fourth cycle, 32 cells are formed. So for the formation of 32 cells, E. coli takes 4 cycles. Okay, and so one cycle, they have already given the information. Okay, the duplication time is 20 minutes. Okay, for 4 cycle, it will be 20 into 4, that will be 80 minutes. Okay, so answer is 80 minutes. Now let's talk about the next question. So here they are asking which part of the human body should one use to demonstrate the mitosis. Okay, they are asking about mitosis here. So mitosis generally takes place in the somatic cell or the vegetative cell. Okay, somatic or the vegetative cell. Okay, which are diploid. Okay, so the answer should be any somatic cell you can take which is diploid, or you can also demonstrate mitosis in the lab using the cells of the base of the nail. Alright, so the base of the nail consists of living cells actually. Okay, and rest of the nail is dead, they consist of keratin. Okay, but the base of the nail have living cells, and we can use these cells, okay, to demonstrate some of the stages, the stages of mitosis. Now next question is, what attributes does a chromatid, okay, they are talking about chromatid, require to be classified as a chromosome. Okay, so let's draw a chromosome first. So this is the chromosome, this is a centromere in the center. Okay, these are 2 sister chromatids. Alright, okay. So what attributes mean? What is the characteristic? Okay, what characteristic should a chromatid should have to be classified as a chromosome? So answer should be that chromatid must be joined at a centromere. Okay, so centromere, because of the centromere, two chromatids are joined together and they form the chromosome. Okay, so the answer should be chromatids must be joined at the centromere to form a chromosome. Alright, so they should consist of a centromere. Now the next question is, here they have given this diagram. Okay, so now here they have shown that this is the bivalent they are saying. Okay, bivalent consists of two homologous chromosome. Okay, so they are showing a bivalent at the prophase 1 of meiosis, and they are asking which of the four chromatid can cross over. Okay, alright, so this is the bivalent. Right, so bivalent consists of two chromosomes. Okay, these two we know are sister chromatids, and this one chromatid of the other chromosome are non-sister chromatid. These are the non-sister chromatids. Okay, so the crossing over always takes place between the non-sister chromatid of the homologous chromosome. Okay, so between this and this one, this chromatid and this chromosome, the crossing over can take place between the non-sister chromatid, this one and this one. So exchange of genetic material takes place between the non-sister chromatid of the homologous chromosome. Now next question is, so they are saying if a tissue, okay, tissue is what? It is the collection of the cells. Okay, it comprises of lot of cells. So here they are saying if a tissue at a given time has 1024 cells, 1024 cells, how many cycles of mitosis they are asking had the original parent cell undergone? Okay, so now you have to remember that one cell give rise to, after division give rise to, or you can say after mitosis give rise to two cells which are genetically equal, which are genetically similar to each other. One cell give rise to two cells. 2n, this is also 2n because it is mitosis. Alright, so here we are going to use this formula. Okay, why we are writing 2 here? Because one cell give rise to two cells. Alright, here n is the number of cycles, okay, that the cell is undergoing. Okay, and this will give us the number of the daughter cell which are produced after the given number of cycles. Alright, so here we have the information that a tissue contains 1024 cells. Okay, so we can directly put this value here. 2 raised to power n consists of, okay, 2024 cells. Here n is the number of cycle. So if we solve this equation, okay, the answer will be n will be 10. Okay, means the original parent should have undergone 10 cycles of mitosis to form this much number of cells. Okay. Now coming to the next question. So here they are talking about the anther. Anther consists of pollen grains. It is the male reproductive organ. So here they are saying that anther has 1200 pollen grains. Okay, so then now they are asking that how many pollen mother cells? Okay, so pollen mother cells give rise to pollens. Okay. So how many pollen mother cell must have been there, okay, to produce these many number of pollen grains? Okay. So now you have to remember first that 4 pollen grains are produced by a single pollen mother cell. Okay. So one pollen mother cell give rise to 4 pollens. And the total number of pollen grains here are 1200. So we can simply divide it by 4 and the answer will be 300 pollen mother cells were initially present, okay, and they form 1200 pollen grains. Now next question is, at what stage of the cell cycle does DNA synthesis takes place? So again they are talking about the interphase here, okay, G1 phase, S phase and the G2 phase. Okay, so DNA synthesis takes place during the S phase. This was very straightforward question. Now next question is, it is said that one cycle of the cell division in humans or the mammalian cell, which are the eukaryotic cells, takes 24 hours. Okay. So now they are asking which phase of the cell cycle do you think occupy the maximum part of the cell cycle? This question is very similar to the question that we have already discussed about the interphase. Alright. So cell cycle is divided into again interphase and then we have the mitotic or the M phase. Here cell growth is again taking place and the final preparation of the cell division is taking place. Okay, so cell spends maximum time here. Okay, maximum time is spent during the interphase of the cell cycle and only about, you can say, 1 hour is spent in the M phase. In the M phase, which is the actual cell division, where actual cell division takes place. Okay, so the answer should be the interphase. Okay, now it is worth noting that the average cell cycle duration of humans is approximately 24 hours. The actual cell division, or you can say mitosis, occur in just about 1 hour. Okay, and the cells spend most of the time during the interphase, okay, during which various growth activities is taking place. There is a lot of preparation activities is going on and the interphase occupy about 95% or interphase comprise about 95% of the total cell cycle duration. Now the last question is, we have to fill in the blanks here. Okay. So now they are saying that it is observed that the heart cells do not exhibit cell division. Okay, means they are saying they are in the G0 phase. Okay, they exit the G1 phase and they enter the G0 phase. Okay, where they remain inactive, but they are metabolically active, but they are not dividing. So they are saying such cells do not divide further and they exit. You have to mention here something, the phase to enter an inactive stage called, okay, of the cell cycle. So what should be the answer? Answer should be the heart cell, okay, they exit the G1 phase, okay, and they enter the inactive stage known as the G0 phase. Again, let's talk about the interphase. Okay, here is the G1 phase. The cells, or you can say cells such as heart cells, they exit the G1 phase and they enter the G0 phase, which is the inactive phase. Okay, So answer should be G1 phase. They exit the G1 phase and they enter the G0 phase of the cell cycle. Okay, and they remain there for a long duration, and depending on the requirement of the organism, they can re-enter the cell cycle. Okay, so this was about all the questions from the NCERT, and these very short type of questions are also important because also a lot of MCQs can come from these questions. And this was the end of the session today. Thank you very much for listening.